If you've been watching the JoogSquad channel for pretty much any amount of time, you'll know that we've had a fair amount of run-ins with the city that we live in. From city officials to code enforcement, whether it's for trampolines or for putting up fences on the beach, scaffolding, trampoline staircases, you name it. The city has come to our house a whole lot of times. Usually it's because we're up to some shenanigans, which is understandable. This time, it's because of the skimboarding lessons that we're doing with kids in the summertime. Something I've been doing for 15 years. It's not something I ever really post on YouTube or talk about too much because we really do it for the kids. Take them out to the beach, we show them how it's done, take them surfing, teach them about the ocean. It's a blast. I bring out pretty much all the boards in my garage. I let the kids ride them. We give them instructions, and we just try to go out and have fun. This year, the city decided that we needed more paperwork, and we needed insurance, and we needed permits. We needed all this stuff that we haven't had for the last 14 years. Usually, we just go under the insurance that's under the shop. They have basic liability insurance, which typically we're covered under. Come to realize simple liability insurance is not going to be enough to cover the JoogSquad and their skimboarding shenanigans. Why? I have no idea. No one can explain this to me. So I went online and I started looking for quotes for summer camps. I got quoted between $4,000 and $6,000 after 5 quotes. Granted, I don't know what I'm doing, but I did try to call many insurance agencies through Google to find summer camp insurance. In the meantime, we're still doing lessons because we've been doing this for 14 years, and I figured this is just something that they wanted me to get on top of so that we're covered. I mean, I know how excited these kids are about Skim Camp. 50+% of the people that are in our camp are people that have been in the camp before because they had so much fun last year that they want to come back. Also, a lot of people only come in town for 1 week out of the summer, so if we have to take a week off, there could be kids that have been looking forward to doing it all year that are going to be disappointed. I'm just not going to do that, so we still went out to the beach with the kids. And one day, the city drove by real slow-like in their little golf cart, said nothing to any of us, took a bunch of pictures of the kids and the tent and I don't know, whatever else, which I found to be kind of weird and creepy. And then on Friday evening, note the city's closed on Saturday and Sunday, and we run camp on Monday. Friday evening, they dropped off a note at Necton Surf Shop saying that we were going to be fined $500 a day. Now, personally, I don't think that that was a very nice way to do that. Just dropping off a letter and saying, hey, if you keep operating, we're going to charge you a whole lot of money, even though we don't make that much money doing skim camp in the first place. Just to be super clear, $4,000 to $6,000 for summer camp insurance is more money than we make the majority of the summer. It would make it impossible to keep doing skim camp. Granted, I have to keep buying new boards every couple of years and tons of new equipment. And I have to pay my coaches to come out because not everyone can donate their time 3 days a week for 6 weeks during the summer. So after I got that letter from the city, I put up this post on Instagram explaining that skim camp is on the verge of being canceled because of the city's permitting nonsense. Let me be crystal clear when I tell you, this insurance is not for us and it's not for the kids. It is so that the city doesn't get sued. They don't want to be held liable. That's, to my understanding, that's what's going on here. So after I posted this post, I just had about every person in the state of Florida messaging me and calling me. It was completely overwhelming. If you are one of the people that reached out to help about Skim Camp, I appreciate you so much. But I spent like probably 20 hours on the phone with different people who offered me different options and strategies, and people that worked with insurance companies and law firms that are willing to pay for the insurance if we just say that they sponsored it. Like I said, completely overwhelming. Completely. Something else I included in my post was that Skim Camp was going to be free because we are definitely allowed to go to the beach and skimboard together. So if I'm not charging anything and it's not a camp and we're just going out to skimboard, I was like, this is a good way around this. This is a good way to not disappoint anyone until we make the city happy, even though they gave us no information on what we actually needed to get approved. It's going to get interesting here in a second. So I grew up here. Lived here my entire life. Definitely lived here longer than most of the people that work at the city. So I'm standing my ground. So we had a sick meetup. Skim Camp was free. We had over 35 kids pull up to the beach. We had 2 news stations pull up to the beach. The day after that, we had 28 kids. They sent a whole bunch of cops down the beach. There was like 8 cops all over the beach, and they were there for us because we said we were going to go skim for free. The city was like, nope, send in the battalion. Check out this clip.
Oh yeah, that storm is coming.
My back's starting to hurt.
What's going on the beach today?
The JoogSquad's got a skimboard like thing going.
Oh.
Look at us. Look at these absolute menaces to society. I'm surprised that there was not a riot that day with how rowdy we were getting out there. So yeah, like I said, the news came out, and I know the first thing that you're thinking is, Jack, did you prank them again?
Dispute over a city gathering application has the future of a neighborhood beach camp up in the air. The owner of the JoogSquad Skim Camp says they've been operating for 15 years, a few hours on Mondays through Wednesdays, all without that permit, which he says requires thousands of dollars in insurance. 10 Tampa Bay's Hannah Deneen is on Indian Rocks Beach tonight, and Hannah, the city says this is just protocol.
The city of Indian Rocks Beach says they just learned about this skimboarding camp after seeing these flyers hung around town. The city says they reached out to owner Jack Tenney out of courtesy, explaining he needed a commercial gathering permit, just $100, but also requiring proof of insurance.
I got two quotes. One was for over $6,000 and one was for like $4,500. They were all about as much money as we make in an entire summer.
Today, operating informally for free, Jack worries for the future of his 15-year-old passion project.
The boards are expensive. I got to pay coaches to come out and help when we have so many kids. I just really wish that instead of shutting us down, they offered us a solution, because we do this for the kids.
An informal summer camp like this is not necessarily unique.
I think you have probably a lot more of that going on that's outside of someone's watch, whether it be in a backyard, whether it be in a public park.
Attorney Charles Gallagher says camp or activity coordinators should always get insurance and have liability waivers. He also encourages parents to evaluate risk.
Or is this an ongoing, established, camp and business, or is this something that's very informal and new? If they're asking you to sign a document that includes release language or exculpatory language, that's the first kind of red flag to make sure that you know expectation-wise that you're releasing them from liability.
Fortunately, Jack says since he posted about this situation online, he has received an outpouring of community support, including from local businesses who might be willing to help pay for that insurance. While nothing is set in stone yet, he says it's a hopeful step in the right direction. In Indian Rocks Beach, Hannah Deneen, 10 Tampa Bay.
And as Hannah mentioned right there, the city of Indian Rocks Beach says their request for this camp is not unique. They say 4 different individuals have commercial gathering permits for the beach, 2 fitness, 1 yoga, and 1 sunset painting class.
Yeah, like I said, the news came out, and I know the first thing that you're thinking is, Jack, did you prank them again? No, you know why? Because I need to remain unpredictable. Obviously, all of you thought that I'd prank the news. Gotcha. So after spending several hours on the phones with tons of different people, I had a yoga teacher reach out whose yoga was shut down for the exact same reason that mine was, because of insurance or whatever else. She recommended insurance to me, but it required me to be part of the Academy of Surfing Instructors to be eligible to get the insurance. But the Academy of Surfing Instructors is formed in Australia. But it was an option. I almost went and reached out to them, but I'm glad that I didn't, because this is when it gets deeper. The kind of insurance I would need is not the same as the one for yoga class. I only know this because Island Surf Shop, during the middle of all this stuff, offered to blanket us under their general liability insurance. So we filled out all the paperwork. We put the $100 bill in the envelope because it costs $100 to get a permit from the city, and we turned it in. They said everything looked good. They said that it looked great. They said that the guy who approves the permits usually does it pretty quick, and that we would get it approved by Monday. So we're like, heck yeah, full steam ahead. We'll just do skim camp at Island Surf Shop now. Easy. Not easy. You know why? Because they decided to deny their liability insurance because they said it wasn't good enough. Now, explain to me how renting bicycles, paddleboards, surfboards, and skimboards to anybody on the beach and letting them go out by themselves and ride them, how is that less dangerous than me being out there giving them instructions and supervising them? I'm supervising people. So the insurance that covers bikes, paddleboards, skimboards, and surfboards being rented out, which they do provide instructions. Like if you rent a paddleboard, they're gonna be like, hey, do this, hey, do this, hey, don't do that, don't do that. That's fine. But me being out there with people and showing them how it's done, as someone who's certified in CPR, we need better. It's not good enough. Need better insurance. So we got denied again. And the city didn't tell us what we needed to get approved. And now we're worried about paying for this really nice insurance and then going back to the city and them being like, hey, sorry, that's not good enough either. Explain to me what is good enough. No, just get a letter saying $500 if you don't get approved for permits with no guidelines whatsoever. What a great city. Super helpful. I feel as though since we've been operating since long before all these ordinances and requirements for permits were in place, we're there. I figure we should get grandfathered in, and the city should help us because when they put in new ordinances and new regulations, they'll explain to the people who are affected by them what they need to do in order to be in line with the city's new regulations and ordinances. You would think. So that then brings us back to Necton, where we started Skim Camp this summer. They now purchased an insurance policy that, according to the owner of the shop and the manager of the City Hall office, it's good to go. So as it seems, now that we switched from Necton to Island Shop and Island Shop back to Necton again, we should be good to go, even though now everyone's super confused because, like I said, we started Island, we've gone back and forth from shop to shop. We have people show up here one week when we're here, and then now that we're going back, people showing up there. So, what good has come from all this? Well, 35 people got to come out and skimboard. The news came out, we got to run some articles, great publicity for the skimboard camp. After spending 20 hours on the phone and having 7,000 people message me, we started a GoFundMe so that we could raise some money to not only help pay for the insurance, but to get more boards in kids' hands that can't afford them. Last year, we gave away like 30 or 40 skimboards and surfboards. I don't even know what the number was. I didn't upload any of the content anywhere. It was just really cool that we got to do that. If I can find the clip from last summer of us giving all of the kids boards, here it is. If it's not, if there was no clip, my bad. You're gonna have to take my word for it. I would not lie about that. If you guys want to leave a donation, it's gonna go straight to the kids. We really appreciate it. We really work very hard at Skim Camp to just provide an experience for the kids. Not only do we skim, we surf, we catch fish, we teach them about the environment. I'll bury a ton of shark's teeth at the end of every week and let all the kids hunt for shark's teeth, and they all get to go home with megalodon teeth. And it's just really fun. It like feeds my soul. I enjoy it so much. I know the kids love it. Kids will tell me it's the most fun day they've ever had in their entire lives, and I can't make that up, and I'd never make that up. And we're back though. We're back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way into August. If you know anyone in Pinellas County that wants to join our Skim Camp and come have fun with us, we would love to have them. I've been meaning to make a video about this for over a week now. Life's been pretty crazy, but I'm stoked. We got pranks coming. We're planning challenges. I hurt my foot. That's a story for another day. I haven't skimmed in 2 months, but I'm still able to provide the kids with the tips that they need to help them have fun. I got Cody out there so that he can give examples of what it's like to run really fast and jump on boards. Look at this. Oh, dude. Yeah, that's all you get. But yeah, my foot's wrapped up. It's no fun right now. It used to look like this like a couple weeks ago. But that's it. Support the GoFundMe. Support the Skim Camp. Check out the flyer. Come have fun with us. If you want to come out and hang out, that's where we'll be. Other than that, I love you guys. The best yet to come. Subscribe. Peace.